From the world's fastest motor speedway at Talladega, Alabama, the Alabama International Motor Speedway, welcome to the 8th running of the $250,000 Alabama 500. I'm Ken Squire here at Victory Lane. It was here just 1 year ago that Buddy Baker pulled in after having traveled 500 miles faster than anyone has ever gone before, 169 miles an hour. As an exhausted Baker headed for Victory Lane, he reflected upon his feelings having won at the super fast track.
I think it was probably the tiredest I've ever been in a race car. Many times I've been physically tired, but I've never been quite as mentally whipped as I was.
The picture a year ago of a totally spent champion Buddy Baker. Today, going for is among them here as the 41 qualified starters get set to go is a veteran fan, Senator Barry Goldwater. Senator, I understand you're an old-time race fan.
Yeah, I started with Barney Oldfield. That's a hell of a long time.
You actually ran the Indianapolis?
Was the third assistant starter at Indianapolis before the war. And then Seth Klein passed away, and I never went back into it. I go to Indy every year.
What's your reaction to Alabama International Motor Speedway?
Well, this is the first time I've seen stock car racing, and I'm very impressed with it. I've seen it on television a lot. It's a very exciting thing to watch. In fact, much more exciting than the Indy-type car or the Indy-type race.
Well, thank you, Senator. There's the command to fire up the 8th annual Alabama 500 on this 2.6-mile high-bank tri-oval track. Our pit reporter for today, Kenny Campbell from Richmond, Virginia. The field, 41 cars averaging 186 miles per hour from first to last. On the pole, the incredible A.J. Boyd at 192 miles an hour. Earlier, we asked the driver of car number 51 if he was ready to win this race.
I believe so. We prepare our own cars, and I think it's running real good.
In another Chevrolet, Benny Parsons starts beside A.J. Boyd in the front row, number 72. We asked him what he thought about at the start.
Right now I'm thinking about how I can stay out front. You know, I start in the front row. I just got to figure out some way that when I come by the first time, I'm not running about 8.
To this preliminary lap, you see the field up on the 33-degree banking. There's Sam Summers, Savannah, Georgia, who'll start third. Donnie Allison, Hueytown, Alabama, in fourth. Riding fifth from Timminsville, South Carolina, defending champion Cale Yarborough. Starting sixth, Dave Marcus in the Roger Penske car. And riding seventh, the six-time national champion Richard Petty of Randleman, North Carolina. Defending champion Baker in 20th position. We asked him if he gets a little anxious.
Coming down for the green flag before, I have had a tendency for my left foot to just bounce a little bit, you know, just the excitement of what's fixing to happen.
The green flag is on. Car number 90, the Truxmore automobile, has our onboard camera for this race. And starting back there with Buddy Baker at 19. A fight between Boyd and Parsons for the lead. And there is car number 90, Richard Brooks of Porterville, California, getting into high gear. He's going about 150 miles per hour here. That yellow car directly in front, Cecil Gordon. Here they are in the banking for the first time. 15 cars with the potential of leading this event. Down the backstretch, 4 cars wide. Marcus breaking to the inside. Richard Brooks goes beneath Cecil Gordon. Now he pulls alongside and goes by Richard Childress. This is right where Richard Brooks flipped end over end 14 times at 190 miles per hour just 2 years ago. Coming down to complete the first lap. Going out in front is Donnie Allison in car number 1. The Haas Ellington Chevrolet is up in the lead. What a battle. It is Benny Parsons in second, Ron Hutchison in third, A.J. Boyd back to fourth. And look at Richard Brooks battling the car just inside of him is Janet Guthrie as they go back into the banking at 190 miles per hour here at Talladega, Alabama. At the Alabama 500 1977 edition, A.J. Boyd leads 15 cars battling for first place. Down the back straightaway. There's numbers 90 and 15. They have moved from the 19th and 20th starting position up into the 13th and 14th spots. There they are side by side, Buddy Baker and Richard Brooks, and Baker is down the inside. He is taking the 12th position away from Richard Brooks. Here's Richard Brooks right in behind Buddy Baker. They're battling with Janet Guthrie. Baker getting beneath Janet Guthrie. Richard Brooks now taking her on, and Allison goes to the inside. Bobby Allison slipping beneath Richard Brooks. He's up there fighting with Janet Guthrie. As they go into turn number 1, Allison slips down the inside. That puts him up into 11th. Meanwhile, up to 10th goes car number 15. Buddy Baker's automobile. He gets around Marcus, and now he's challenging for 9th position. Number 15. That is Buddy Baker beneath David Pearson. On the point is A.J. Foyt with Darrell Waltrip second, is Benny Parsons third, Hutcherson fourth. In the tri-oval, A.J. Foyt continuing to lead. And now here's Baker, the number 15, right in behind Richard Petty, going for another spot. As they come by, Waltrip is taking the lead. Darrell Waltrip down to the inside, and he's in the first place. Darrell Waltrip of Franklin, Tennessee, who won the Rebel 500 at Darlington, South Carolina, going out in front by 3 car lengths. Number 15, Buddy Baker, is challenging Richard Petty for 7th position in the backstretch. Out in front is Waltrip. Here's Petty from 7th, dropping to the inside. He passes 2, 4. Petty is going for the lead. He's passing 6 automobiles. Baker pulls by 3 automobiles. It's still Waltrip out in front. Richard Petty from 7th up into 2nd position now. Back to the tri-oval. Buddy Baker, number 15, started 20th. He's now trying for 4th position. Trying to get under Benny Parsons. To the line, Richard Petty is taking the lead. Waltrip drops to 2nd. And look at that armada in turn number 1. It is Richard Petty's STP Dodge first. A.J. Foyt going to 2nd. Waltrip is 3rd. Buddy Baker is in 4th. In the backstretch, a challenger for Richard Petty. A.J. Foyt drops to the inside. Baker is going for 3rd position. Buddy Baker going for 2nd position. Foyt in front. Buddy Baker in 2nd. Chevrolet 1st. Ford 2nd. Dodge is 3rd. Here comes Baker down to the inside of A.J. Foyt. There goes Richard Petty high. 3 deep as they come to the line. Petty in the Dodge goes back in front. Buddy Baker dropping all the way back to 4th position. In this topsy-turvy battle, there's number 15 Baker back to 5th. Donnie Allison is taking the 4th position with car number 1. Backstretch, A.J. Foyt, the incredible A.J. is back in the lead, and here comes Waltrip into 2nd. Richard Petty succumbing, falling to 3rd. Back in car number 90, Richard Brooks has moved up to 11th position. They're watching him at almost 200 miles an hour into the banking. There's a car exploding in front of him. That is Bobby Allison blowing an engine. The American Motors Matador. And here's Richard Brooks diving to the inside to get by that car that exploded the engine. Allison slowing, dropping to the bottom of the tri-oval. Caution is on for the first time this afternoon. Here's the safety car coming on the course, and there'll be a wholesale change of positions as everyone will duck in for fuel and tires. Pit road is where the action is, and here come all the heavy hitters of the most competitive automobile racing in the world to have their cars serviced. It's going to be crucial here to get out properly back on the track and not get overrun as we have all the leaders, 15 of them now on pit road. There's the Waltrip Gatorade car. There's the Petty crew. And the Wood brothers of Stewart, Virginia, changing tires on David Pearson's car. And being very careful as they get set to release that machine that it doesn't get overrun by another car. Benny Parsons back to the action. Darrell Waltrip's Gatorade Chevrolet. And here comes Richard Petty. Pace car bringing the field around. It will look like a beachhead assault as they get set for that green flag to fall another time. Here they are on a turn number 4. Safety car wheels in about 90 miles per hour, and the field is set to cut loose. In front, it is Dave Marcus in car number 2. Buddy Baker in car number 15 is 2nd as they go back to the 33-degree, 5-story high, 1st and 2nd corner. Into the backstretch and up to full speed. Marcus is 1st, Buddy Baker is in 2nd. Cale Yarborough running 3rd. On the backstretch, dropping to the inside. Having started 20th in the race, Buddy Baker is taking command. Baker approaching turn 3 at nearly 200 miles per hour. Early, we asked him if he liked racing at close to 200 miles per hour.
I'm probably one of the few in the field that likes to run fast, but I enjoy the competition of running 200 miles an hour. I think you get a certain amount of thrill out of running a race car as fast as it'll go on a ragged edge. Well, just like a good pianist or somebody that plays the trumpet or anything else, he likes to put a little more into it when he's got a good sheet of music or what have you. And same with me.
Buddy Baker at the keyboard of the Ken Norris Ford and conducting this unbelievable high-speed rhapsody. Cale Yarborough in second. Dropping down to the inside in third is Darrell Waltrip to take another shot at the leaders. In the pits, Ken Campbell is standing by with the leader of the Alabama gang out of it today, Bobby Allison.
Hey, what happened, Bob?
We lost an engine, Kenny. You know, I had to start way in the back, and really, it was easier to come to the front than I thought. The car does respond to drafting quite well.
We have an engine exploding down in turn number 3. It's A.J. Boyd running with the leaders. He has blown the engine. He's spinning in front of the field. Boyd is down to the bottom of the track. He's bouncing back into the track. That's Pearson just getting by. A.J. Boyd losing an engine at nearly 200 miles an hour, spinning backwards, and miraculously no one took him head on. Caution is on. Pole sitter A.J. Boyd retiring from this 1977 Alabama 500 blown engine. Here he is taking off the helmet, and he's actually smiling as he climbs out after blowing an engine in the front of the field. And several of the top runners at nearly 200 miles per hour darted either side, avoiding him. David Pearson just barely missing him. Back under green. In front is Dave Marcus, Wausau, Wisconsin campaigner. And tucked right in behind is car number 1, Donnie Allison in second, Cale Yarborough in third on the bottom of the speedway. It's Buddy Baker in fourth, Darrell Waltrip fifth in turn 1. In the bottom of the track, Yarborough, Timminsville, South Carolina, defending NASCAR champion, goes to the lead. Buddy Baker finding his way into second place. Down the backstretch, it is a 9-car chain gang for the lead, and here comes Marcus back to the inside. Marcus in the Mercury, getting a good bite on the bottom of the racetrack, pulls alongside Buddy Baker. Let's see if he'll take a shot at the leader. Here they are at turn number 4. Yarborough holds him off. Back they come to the tri-oval. Yarborough first, Baker second, Waltrip into third, Donnie Allison fourth. We have another blown engine. In turn 3, it's Dayton, Ohio's Peter Dabb erupting an engine. His car bounces like a giant whale back up on the banking. He gets it out of the way. There is Richard Brooks signaling to the flagman. He wants the caution flag out, and indeed it is already on. So Peter Dabb brings out the caution, and there is the car number 15 of Baker being retired. Baker will not win the Alabama 500 3 years in a row. What a bad break for the Ken Norris people. And what an unfortunate moment for one of the great car builders of America, Bud Moore, who constructed this number 15 as they carry their colors back to the garage area. Here's Baker extricating himself from the automobile. He loves to go fast. He loves the super speedways, but it's all over for Buddy Baker today. On the speedway, 4 cars battling for the lead. To the point goes car number 1, Donnie Allison is in the lead. Brother of Bobby Allison, Waltrip goes to second, Petty in third, high on the outside. In turn number 2, Donnie Allison taking the lead by 5 car lengths. Waltrip is in second, Yarborough going to third. Donnie Allison appropriating first position down the backstretch by now just 3 car lengths. Some 40 lead changes thus far in the race. Richard Brooks has lost the draft. As you can see, nothing in front of him. He's signaling for the car behind him to pull in front. He feels he can draft better on Cuckoo Marlin. And there's Marlin slipping down the inside. And now Richard Brooks will pull right tight in behind him, try to move back into those leaders. Buddy Baker's in the pits. Let's find out what happened.
Well, Kenny, it was running beautifully. I was very satisfied with the way the car was running today. Handling super good. I could pass in the corners, which no one else seemed to be able to do. But pressure plate come out of it. Locked it up in the gear. That was it.
Buddy, what do you see for the rest of the day here? Are the conditions so that these guys can race flat out until it's over?
Well, Donnie Allison should win the race if he don't have any problems. He's a little bit quicker than the rest of them, but you never know. O'Kale's sitting there, and he's awful smart when it comes to a last lap strategy.
Cale Yarborough is in the lead with Waltrip second, Donnie Allison third, and here is the 73 and 74 winner of the Alabama 500, David Pearson, retiring. Pearson is out of it. There are the Wood brothers looking a little shocked. All of a sudden, their car is out. Leonard Wood retiring with the crew back to the garage area. And here is Richard Petty in trouble. The leaders getting around him here. Richard Petty is off the pace, and Dale Edmond takes off the radio headset. It's all over for Richard Petty and the famed STP Dodge this afternoon. Let's go to the pits for a word with David Pearson.
David, you've run a hard race today. What's happened now?
Well, I guess it was a head gasket, Kenny. I know earlier it run real hot, and the oil temperature got up real high, and we came in earlier and lost a lap by doing that, and got a lap down, so went back out and started running cool for a while. Then all at once it started running hot again, and then it blew some oil out, so that time I just come in.
Boy, Pearson, Petty out of the race, and here once again is Richard Brooks' automobile with the Cuckoo Marlin car, and they've closed ground dramatically. They're up beside Dave Marcus in number 2. Marcus on the bottom of the track, directly in front is Cuckoo Marlin. Meanwhile, look at this battle for the lead. Switching, swapping positions. Yarborough stays in front. Donnie Allison to second. Waltrip falling to third. Benny Parsons fourth. Look out! Trouble in turn 2. Joe Cresson has gone head on to the wall. Cresson sliding down the speedway directly in front of traffic. Evasive action. Richard Brooks goes high. Marcus low. Marcus loses control. Marcus is still over 150 miles an hour trying to gather up that Mercury automobile. And there is Joe Cresson climbing the wall. Apparently he's injured his leg, but he pulled himself out of the car and up on the wall. A strategic, critical part of the track where he's crashed. The caution is out, and Joe Cresson is being administered to here at the Alabama 500. Here at the Alabama International Raceway, it now appears that 4 drivers will decide it. Darrell Waltrip is now leading. In second, Alabama's own Donnie Allison. Running third is defending national stock car champion Cale Yarborough. Benny Parsons is fourth. And it appears it will be a 200-mile-per-hour shootout to decide this $250,000 race. Earlier, we asked Donnie Allison if it bothered him to have to run this close at these speeds to win a race.
200 mile an hour sounds fast, but if somebody else is doing it, then we don't really think it's really that fast. We're a competitive bunch of people, and it doesn't make any difference to run 170 or 270. If somebody else is doing it, then, that's what you have to do.
The voice of 1971 winner Donnie Allison, currently in second place with car 1. There's his crew chief, Moss Ellington, waiting it out, as is J.C. Elder, crew chief for Benny Parsons. Parsons making a move on the inside of Cale Yarborough. Time running out of this race. Car 11's Cale Yarborough runs third. What are your plans for that final lap?
There's a lot of things you can do to get a guy on his toes, keep him on his toes, and set him up for a last lap situation to where you can have him wondering what you're going to do. And if you're in the second spot or even the third spot at a place like this, best thing to do is just keep playing with him and keep working him out and have him set up for that last lap. That's the way to win a race here.
Working each other over as they move in on the final lap. A pensive Junior Johnson crew watches as they come to the tri-oval. White flag out this time. Waltrip is on the point. Allison second, Yarborough third, Parsons fourth. This is it for all the marbles. 4 drivers have a plan. Which plan will work? An anxious crew chief, David F. for Darrell Waltrip, watches as he leads going into 1. He drops low in 2, but it's 4 that really counts. Right, Darrell Waltrip?
When you exit out of 4 down here to the start-finish line, there's been $1 million won and lost between that distance right there.
Waltrip's 8-car length advantage evaporates. Here comes Donnie Allison on the outside to challenge. He loses, and going up in there is Cale Yarborough to challenge. Back to the inside is Benny Parsons. Yarborough goes high. He smokes the tires as he goes up to fight with Waltrip. Waltrip stays with him in 3. As they come to 4, Parsons and Yarborough tag each other. Waltrip using a lap car out of turn number 4. Here they come to the tri-oval. And banging into each other are Parsons and Yarborough in second place. Coming down for the finish now. Pulling away is Waltrip. He's blocked the outside. At the line, Darrell Waltrip wins by 12 car lengths. Waltrip has won. It's nearly a dead heat for second. The position will be won by Cale Yarborough, Benny Parsons third, Donnie Allison fourth. What a fantastic finish. Darrell Waltrip has won the 8th annual Alabama 500, and a $45,000 race car becomes a vehicle for mass transportation here as he heads for victory lane. Well, there you see him in the cockpit of car number 88. Waltrip victorious. His wife, Stevie, in there, the car with him now as they make this famous 20-mile-per-hour trip, make the big turn. And for Darrell Waltrip, who started in Owensboro, Kentucky on a 5th-mile track where you couldn't go more than 60 miles an hour, he's just won the biggest race of his life. Look at that windshield. He was looking through that at 190 miles per hour. His vision may have been cloudy, but his perspective on winning was 20/20 here today at the Alabama International Motor Speedway. Darrell Waltrip, who pulled it off in the Darlington 500 earlier this year, the Rebel race, when he took a caution flag, ran to it, and fooled them, has outrun them here this afternoon. Let's go down to Ned Jarrett, standing by with a win.
And you can hear the jubilation here as he brings out a bottle of the Gatorade to quench his thirst. Darrell Waltrip, we can get you over here for just a moment, please. Darrell Waltrip, congratulations on a fine run.
Well, Ned, I tell you know, we snookered them at Darlington, but we didn't snooker them today. We just outrun them.
You made a tremendous move on that last lap. Was this all planned in your mind?
Well, I felt like it in the front was the place to be. With that many cars involved, I thought that's where it needed to be.
Well, it's taken Darrell Waltrip 3 hours, 1 minute, and 59 seconds to arrive at this celebration, averaging 164.877 miles per hour. That's not a record. The record still belonging to Buddy Baker at 169. 11 different drivers led this race. And here again is that dramatic finish. The Gatorade Chevrolet's Darrell Waltrip.
It all depends on how you set yourself up coming through 3 and 4 to run back into the trial where you just jockeying for position and hope to be the first one to the start and finish line.
Darrell Waltrip out in front by 8 or 9 car lengths. Benny Parsons, Cale Yarborough beating on each other's flanks as they came down to the finish line. And as you see, almost a dead heat for second place, decided in favor of Yarborough, then Parsons, and finishing fourth, Donnie Allison. There were 62 lead changes before Darrell Waltrip emerged victorious by 29/100ths of a second, proving himself to truly be one of the new superstars of American superspeedway racing and giving Chevrolet its first victory ever at the world's fastest track here at the Alabama International Motor Speedway.